Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you as always for joining us. This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Miggs, joined as always by my co-host Andrew Don't Get It Twisted Lapachet, and this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Thank you once more for joining us, and of course, thank you for your patience, everyone, because we are recording this on a Tuesday evening, the 18th of March, one day removed from St. Patrick's Day, St. Patty's Day, that happened to have landed on a Monday. So if everyone celebrated and they're maybe hungover today, this will be quite the show for you guys. And on top of that, we didn't record on the normal Sunday evenings because a certain somebody, Andrew, decided to take his boys and his family to the Disneyland. It's basically, did you hit 71 home runs, Andrew? Because that's what everybody does when they hit 71 home runs. They're like, I'm going to Disneyland. So he ended up going to Disneyland, and he's going to tell us all about it. We're going to talk about it momentarily, on top of everything else that happened this weekend. Not too much boxing news. We can go over the boxing stuff, which everybody already does, but as far as boxing results, I should say. But there is some sort of news going on. Everything from the official fight card of Canelo and Scull here in a couple of months, to more TKO news, to Teofimo news, to stuff and the like. So we're gonna definitely delve into all of that and dissect it, because that's what we like to do on this show. But before we get into all of that, Andrew, what's going on, dude? How you doing?
Well, I'm a lot more relaxed this week, and not because of Disneyland, even though we had a great time. Last week, Mr. Ali Sheik and Dana White had a plan to take over boxing. This week, people, we're going to be reporting Dana White don't even know if he's on the same page as Ali Sheik. Right now, they don't even know if they're on the same page. So I'm feeling really good right now, Miguel.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, but I'm feeling really good about where all that is right now.
Mhm.
So anyways, Disneyland. We did it. We got there. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun. We didn't do the how is it? The hopper tickets, 2 day or 3 day
I
hoppers.
don't know. I haven't been to Disneyland, so fuck if I know.
So you can get a ticket where you can go to both parks, right? But
Oh, okay. Wait, both
yeah,
parts? What both parts? Is Disney?
California Adventure and Disneyland. You can
Oh,
go to
damn.
both of them
Okay, I didn't know
because
that.
they're right across from each other.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So Disneyland is like the obviously the old
Mm.
Disneyland, right? And California Adventure is the new Toy Story, Cars Land, the Avengers. It's all the newer Disney stuff. But they don't have a lot of rides for kids. Their kid rides are way too slow
Mm.
for once you come out of Disneyland, it's very
Mm.
hard to go to California Adventure because
Hmm.
the two roller coasters they have are like 3 hour waits because they only have two fast rides, so
Mm.
everyone wants to do them. And everything else is just bleh. Right? There's no seriously, Miguel. They got a swing. Fucking kids don't care. And it's not even the swings like the chain fence, the carnival ones. It's one of those bobsled swings that you get in. It's a big ass bobsled going in a circle. Hell is slow. Ain't nothing happening. We're just staring at water. That's all we're doing. No, they're not feeling that. A Ferris wheel, they're not feeling that, right?
Mm.
Um, so I'm gonna say Disneyland, dude. If you got kids, stick with Disneyland. Um, Save you some money. There's a lot of alcohol drinking in California. I don't really
Mm.
like that around my kids, right? Not at Disneyland. We could do it
Mm.
at a party. We could do it in the backyard, but fuck. Seriously, at Disneyland, we got to get drunk there too. Um, so I just had more fun at Disneyland, bro. They got way
Mm.
more roller coaster, fast rides. The kids loved it. Giovanni Giovanni fell in love with the fucking water slide. That wasn't good in 50-degree weather.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea, huh?
Yeah, he was upset when
Wasn't it
every
raining
time.
too? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was raining on some days. Yes,
Jeez.
yes.
Oh man. So how long was the drive then? Like what? 5 hours? 6 hours?
Five and a half. Yeah, 5.5 hours to get down there. Yeah.
Damn.
If
Both
I'm
ways.
going,
Let me see.
yes, and it wasn't bad though. It wasn't bad. I'm used to driving long distance, so I don't mind that. I'm always taking off to Reno and all that shit, so I don't mind the drive. We had a good time. Um, But yeah, to all the parents out there, and I'll also give them this advice. Here's some more advice to you young parents. It doesn't matter about them going too young. When you take your kids too young, Miguel,
Mm.
it's for your satisfaction. You get to see them smile.
Mm.
You get to see none of my kids remember their first trip, bro. They've all been
Yeah.
there already. And I was hoping that when we went there again, it would start sparking memories, right? Like, oh, I do remember that. Hell no.
Yeah.
5 racks down the drain, bro. Not one fucking memory made, eh? No, I'm just kidding. It's it's
Right.
supposed to be my memories, even though I'm doing it for them, right?
Sure.
Obviously, when I'm on my last 8 minutes, I will probably remember those younger days at Disneyland. But I'm just saying, if you're in a pinch, don't stress to wait until the kid's 9, all right? Because that's when they're gonna start remembering 8, 9. That's when they'll remember. That's when it really matters if you're trying to set a core memory for the child. So yeah, that's my advice. Later, don't have to go there too early. It's all for you. That's all for you if you want to do that. And California Adventure,
Mm.
sorry, they got to bring more for the kids, man. They like their Toy Story ride is slow. The Monsters Inc. ride is slow. Little Mermaid ride is slow. All it is you get like in a car.
Yeah.
Some of them is shooting interactive. Some of them you're just looking at, the little robotic things, right?
Mm.
And which is cool. Little Mermaid looks cool. It's just when kids want speed, even my daughter, I mean, she was on Disneyland's roller coasters, right? She's like,
Oh
"What the
shit.
fuck? This
Yeah.
is slow, Dad. Like, can we do something? Is this gonna move soon?" So, the Spider-Man ride,
Mhm.
I think it's called Spider-Man. Yeah, the Spider-Man ride. What the
Oh.
fuck, you guys? What the fuck is it? Miguel, they made me do this 15,000 times, bro. Oh, my arms hurt. Hey, lightweight gave up. I fucking screwed my son. He's going for the title. Who was I with? I was with somebody. They're going for the title in the car. I'm over here like I'm over this shit. This shit's so fucking boring.
Yeah. You're like muscle memory, like just hitting the bag.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it turned into, and I could have swore my era webs weren't going everywhere that I was swinging, but whatever. That's so stupid. That was a dumb. Like, can we just get a fucking? Can you give us a Spider-Man flying through the sky? Like, where's the imagination? Remember Peter Pan? You get on a fucking bike. You go over the city, Miguel.
Yeah.
Why can't we do something like that with Spider-Man? We're over here doing this in a car.
Oh, Spider-Man, how you failed us. Well, I don't remember the last time I went to Disneyland, but it's gonna be a hot minute before I ever go back there again. That's for damn sure. But
Come
yeah,
on, bro.
yeah, I'm not much. I mean, I remember I went to Universal Studios when I was a kid. That shit was scary as fuck because the guy.
You want to know
like
what
the King
sucks,
Kong
Miguel?
ride. What up?
When they say bye, do you wave back?
When who say who?
Mickey or Goofy?
Oh,
When they
yeah,
go
you have to
bye.
wait long, of
All right,
course.
so you say bye. Hey, they caught me a few times. Like, I was like, oh wait, what the fuck? They're saying bye to the kids.
Be like, no, they're talking to me. Talking to me. You're not gonna remember this. You're talking to me.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I got caught doing the whole bye to Mickey a few times. Damn it.
Like the finger guns. Like, hey, Mickey, I'll see you next time. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, that is
Dana put me in a good mood. Cheers to Dana.
Cheers. Yes, Dana's misfortunes, as put it said. So let's go ahead. Well, I mean, do we want to start on that? Do we want to get
No. You go wherever you want, dude.
All right, fair enough. So we're gonna start with what appears to be, at least it looks like it, the official fight card for Canelo and William Scull. So let me bring this up here because I just saw it recently, but they just recently have given us the whole fight card, which has a couple of interesting fighters on there. So let's go ahead and start off, obviously, with the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world. Canelo will defend his 3 titles, or however many he's got, with William Scull's IBF super middleweight title, and we're gonna have an undisputed super middleweight champion once again after May. What was it? May 4th? Is it May 3rd? Because apparently that weekend there's going to be a lot of fights. So guys, in case you guys haven't already heard, May 2nd we're going to have that card in Times Square where there's going to be the triple header right? Then we're going to have May 4th here, or May 2nd with that one, May 3rd with this one, and then May 4th, Naoya Inoue is going to be in action. I think even here in Vegas, as a matter of fact, that's Sunday. So that weekend is going to be pretty damn stacked. We got 3 back-to-back-to-back cards, but we're going to talk about this one here because, of course, this is Canelo is the cash cow in professional boxing at the moment. So we're going to start with that card. Serving as co-main event, we have the rematch of Jaime Munguia and Bruno Soras. We talked about it before on previous shows. It was probably a much better idea for Jaime Munguia to just forget about this loss and just move forward, and maybe down the line he'll have himself a rematch with this dude. But the quicker he can get over and quicker he can get back into the win column, the sooner he can, forget about this Soras debacle. But apparently, him and his team are stubborn, and they're going to go back to the well. It was initially rumored that this fight was going to take place in Tijuana once more. Clearly, that's not going to be the case. Now it's going to go out to Saudi Arabia, and it's going to be the co-main event for this card here. On top of that, or I should say below that, we have Martin Bacoli, who just unfortunately suffered a defeat at the hands of Joseph Parker, getting TKO or knocked out, whatever the official decision was, in 2 rounds. I think it was 2 rounds. I want to say it was a last-minute replacement. He came in to take the place of Daniel Dubois. As a matter of fact, if you watch Martin Bacoli's gloves, he's actually wearing Daniel Dubois' gloves. That's how short notice that was. They basically during the weigh-ins he was on a plane to Saudi Arabia. So yeah, he's back in action. They're going to give him another crack, of course, because he didn't have time to prepare for that fight. But regardless, he's going to be there against Effie, if I can pronounce his name, Ajagba, if I can pronounce his name right.
Yeah.
Good dude, power fight. I think these guys were gonna fight at one point, but for whatever reason it didn't happen. Now it's happening. 2 heavy hitters. I'm down for this one. This is gonna be a pretty good. Not too crazy about the Jaime Munguia fight, but this one is gonna be a fun one. I'm totally down for that one. Badu Jack is back in action, taking on this guy Ryan, if I can pronounce it correctly, Rosiski. Um, Pretty unfamiliar name there. I'm pretty sure we can look it up and see and look him up and do all the things on BoxRec so we can figure out who this dude is. But unfamiliar name there. Before that, we actually have this dude Marco Verde. He is actually a Mexican Olympian. He just got, I believe, a silver medal at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. His dad actually participated in the 92 Olympic Games at light heavyweight. This dude is a welterweight, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to be making his pro debut on this card here with Canelo. So we have ourselves a Mexican Olympian, silver medalist, fresh off the Olympics, making his professional debut on this card. And then before that, we got Brian Leon taking on Aaron Guerrero. Don't know who those guys are, but regardless, they're the ones that are going to be opening up this card. So, Andrew, first and foremost, what was your first impression when you saw this card?
It wasn't the best of the best. It's a decent card, but he's been on a whole nother level with about how his cards are going to be, the best versus the best. It's not that. They want tourism in Saudi Arabia. I don't know if this is actually going to get tourism over there. This could be another strike. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. said it himself when he was told about the fight. I don't know if you heard, but he goes, unfortunately, I never heard of his opponent, and Saudi Arabia is kind of far, with the chuckle.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's a lot of money, man. Bulky and Ajabai. How you say his name? Damn it!
Ajagba. You got that one.
Ajagba.
It's Bacoli is the other dude.
Bacoli. It's a decent fight, but is that really making you get on a fucking 17-hour flight, bro? Fuck no, Miguel. Let's be real right now. No, it's not. Right? So, best of luck to them. Hopefully the UK shows up or whoever's surrounding Saudi Arabia. Some tourism comes in that way. But no, I don't see a big presence there from this side. As far as pay-per-view, is it $26? Have they given us a price yet?
You know what? I'm still on the fence on whether or not it's even pay-per-view to begin with. When I pulled up the post, like what I think it was on the DAZN app. I mean, the DAZN Instagram account. The one of the first comments on the DAZN Instagram account for this post was DAZN themselves saying, live on DAZN. It's like, what? So what does that mean? So does that not pay per view? I mean, DAZN does pay per view sometimes, don't they? I mean, every so often. So wouldn't that mean that it's going to be on pay per view? But I
They've
have yet to
done,
actually see that. Huh.
but they've done a few Turkey. I gotta believe that it's gonna be a pay-per-view event, right?
Yeah,
Because Turkey's, his heavyweight fights were pay-per-view events on there,
yeah.
right? He already had a $26 one, so yeah, I don't see them making these ones for free. He's got one going on Friday and one going on Saturday. Are they both pay-per-view? Because now the fans have to decide. And I'm sorry, this is a fucking no-brainer on what fight most people will be buying in America. Not Mexico, but in America, right?
Hmm.
If you're a boxing fan, you're probably looking at the Garcia Raleigh Romero fight more than you're looking at this out here. I gotta say, Swartze has a chance to become a big player, right? Undefeated, going up against Munguia, second time on the undercard of
Oh,
Canelo.
what the hell? Jesus Christ, I just lost his name. No, Suras. Suras.
Saras.
Okay,
What
yeah.
did I just say? Sorsay?
You said something else that wasn't Suras.
Saras.
It's just too many
Man, I
names.
just had his name up here. Oh, it's on my tablet. But no, Bruno, right?
Yes,
Is it
Bruno. Yes,
Bruno? There you go. That's even easier. Let's just call him fucking Bruno.
fair enough.
Bruno has a big opportunity here to be the fighter of the night. They have the opportunity to be the fight of the night because they were already that on their first one, right? We already know what these two can deliver. It's going to be a hell of a fight. And then, I mean, he stops Munguia again, bro. He's fucking. I mean, Canelo's gonna have to take up for his stablemate, right? That's gym
Mm,
shit now. Now you're on
yeah.
some. Yeah. Now it's fucking just has to happen. So that's a decent fight. Once again, even if I had the money, don't know if I'm jumping on a plane to go watch that. It just wasn't that for me.
Mm.
So yeah, I will watch it. $26. You know me. I'm gonna buy both cards Friday and Saturday if they're $26. If they're not $26, I can't spend 80. Well, that one card used to be 80. It matters what they're charging for Canelo. They can't. They gotta bring us cheap. They can't
Hmm.
do full price for Canelo and 25 for Romero and Garcia and Haney.
Is that even going to be on pay per view? Like, is that one just not going to? I mean, what if they do this? What if they do that one on regular DAZN and then the other one on pay per view? That's not bad, huh? I mean, people will tune into it.
That is not
That's
bad.
not.
That is a great weekend for us, bro. I
Yeah,
mean, come on. That triple fight, if that one's for free, that's a gift for all diehard boxing
yeah.
fans right
Because
there.
I mean,
Because
technically, it'll be for free. The people there, right? You can just fucking walk up to the damn thing.
not only do we have the return of the crackhead, uh,
The tweaker.
yeah, the little tweak boy, fucking Garcia, but Barbosa and Lopez have really stolen the show here in the press conferences, right? I mean, it seems like that's gonna be the fight of the night. Then Devin Haney's return, you know, poor, and I hate jumping off. Are we gonna talk about their press conference?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
have
Let's
that
do
in
it.
there?
Yeah,
Okay.
because we were talking about it, but we didn't even really get to it last time because it was this whole shit with Teofimo and his weird ass outfits and stuff. But yeah, it's part of it. But yeah, let's fucking jump into that.
Yeah, I liked all the fighters. Jose Ramirez, man, seemed so out of touch. It really seemed like they got Jose out of bed, right? That's what it felt like to me.
That's how he's been fighting for the last few fucking
Yeah,
years. That
I,
it's been like the burn. I mean, the desire is gone or something.
bro, he was dressed like a fucking farmer, dude. Like the guy straight up looked like he came off the farm with it. Like he patted his cow and was like, "I'll be right back. I'm gonna just go." They want to give me money. They're still giving me money, so I'm gonna go get
Yeah,
some money. And then at the end, he like dropped his coat to try like look cool. I was like, no, bro, it's not happening. You fucked this all up today. You wanted to dress like come to a press conference like a farmer in fucking New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, read the room, man. So that fight, I don't know what to expect because it just feels like Ramirez is getting out of bed for it. Um, Devin Haney's got to show up, right? He's
Mm.
got to show up. But the other two fights, Barbosa and Lopez, hey, can't lie, some good stats on Barbosa. His last few wins, he's undefeated. Maybe he is just getting his hit. My thing is, his fight there haven't been enough excitement, right? It's like his record doesn't represent the fight. I don't know. It's boring, right? It's a boring fight. It just the Catterall fight was all right. The Catterall fight was all right, but we'll see. I like Lopez in that one. I know Lopez has been acting like a knucklehead, but I do believe in him when he says that his resume should speak. He was, in my eyes, he was the best fighter on that stadium as of right now, off of resume, not off of fucking
Well,
pay-per-view buys.
accomplishments, pretty much.
Accomplishments, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hear what you're saying because of his last few
Yeah,
performances.
because the shitty fights that he's going to put on, the difficulty that
But
it
look,
appeared with his opponents.
we know he's better than Ramirez and Barbosa. I'm
Mm.
gonna give him that.
Mm.
I'm gonna give him that. Even with Barbosa's recent success, I gotta say Lopez still better than him. Haney just got fucking annihilated by Garcia. I don't know who Haney is. There's a lot of Haney, Lomachenko. There's a lot of people said he didn't get through that fight. Leonardis had him on fucking Wiggle Street. Like, Haney might have suspect chin. Sorry, Haney. Sorry, I know I got up. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean, bro? You got dropped, and then you got dropped again, and sometimes you get hit with one shot, and you're all wiggly. Oh, hey, look it. I didn't like how DAZN was running that show, but the guy was right when he said it just means he got heart,
Mm.
right? That's all it means. It don't mean he got a chin, and they're absolutely right. So I don't know if I can't say Haney's better than him. Garcia's a drug user. I'm not even worried about Garcia. I give a fuck. Fuck that dude. I'm so fucking sick of Garcia acting like that shit didn't happen. Like he didn't come in overweight. He didn't fucking have PED. Whatever the fuck the PED is. Like he didn't have it in his system. Like stop.
It's a
I'm not.
banned substance, regardless.
Yeah, I'm not the new breed. I'm the old school. When you get caught cheating, you're a fucking cheater. That fight don't count, and we're moving on. Right? That's it. There is no. Yeah, you guys are fucking pathetic. The ones that act like that fight is real. Even De La Hoya. De La Hoya went up there talking that shit to Haney. I forgot what he said word for word, but he went up there like, we all know he hit him with the left hook or whatever bullshit. It's like, dude, you even lost a fight where people were cheating. You want to go up here and act like that now? It's just bad luck. Bad luck on Oscar's part. And Garcia, until he proves it, he's a cheater. We've seen many guys get caught cheating, Miguel come back, and they're never the same. So we'll see what Garcia looks like after now he's in the drug testing. Right? He got into the program.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He
Yeah.
enrolled in whatever USADA or whatever the fuck it is, the 6 month or whatever, not the 6 month, but whatever the protocol is prior to them, actually signing the fight and everything. So yeah, as far as we know, he's enrolled. He enlisted in like two different ones. I forget which one it was. It might have been one for the Athletic Commission of wherever the hell they're going to be fighting at. Oh, New York, and then the other one's going to be like a separate agency. So as I understand it, he's enrolled in two different ones.
I hope we show up. We got to show up to that one. It's in the East Coast. It's for free. Got to show up to that one.
And it's May, like the weather is much better then, right? It's going to be like Cinco de Mayo. I know it's not like the traditional Miguel Cotto Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend kind of thing, right? But it's still something that's around there. There's been a lot of fights that have taken place right off the bat. I can remember May 2021 with Trinidad and William Joppy. That took place in New York in May, but that was 2001, of course. But that time is like a good weather time to like hold events outside. And this is if they haven't gone into too much detail as to how this card is going to look, or at least the setup of the ring and everything. For all I know, they're probably going to cut off a certain part of the street and like have them detour around so they can even put seats on the streets. That's just my guess. I don't know if that's really what they're going to do or not, but I have to assume in order for them to get more people to watch, or to have to be there at least, they'll be able to get more seats if they kind of close off those streets. But yeah. But as far as that press conference goes, I don't know. you've called this before and you said it before about Teofimo. It just seems like he's just a showman. It's just he's a showman. It's just like, all right, well, he goes into these fights and he puts on these workman like fights, and he ends up coming away with the victory, of course. But he doesn't look that terrific. Really, the show is when he comes to the ring. It's whatever dancing, the Michael Jackson or whatever it is he comes out to dancing, and he seems to be doing that here at these press conferences with whatever outfit he's showing up in. It kind of makes it a little bit difficult to take him seriously sometimes when he comes in dressed like that. You're like, dude, he's shirtless and some sort of one button overall kind of thing, and it's like, bro, what's going on here? I know we're talking about what's his name, Ramirez, looking like he's like, I just fucking got out of bed, but I don't know what the hell Teofimo is thinking with some of the outfits that he's wearing to these press conferences. I'm not sure if you can take him seriously with some of the shit that he wears.
Trying to go viral. But what I'm leaning more on is I think DAZN set a fire up his ass when they didn't represent him the way he should have been called, right? They're just like, oh, they don't even ask him a question, bro. They try to fucking straight pass, and he's like, hey, wait a minute, you're not gonna ask me anything? Oh, that's what we're doing right now. You're first, you don't call me undisputed, 2-time undisputed. Now you're not even gonna. Yeah, DAZN, they're being kind of weird, just like with the Haney. Acted like he was the real loser, being all on Garcia's side. Like, bro, DAZN really, they showed their colors right there. Jim Lampley, HBO, never would have done that. You never would have seen them side with Sugar Shane Mosley or Margarito or, hey, Cotto, I know he had cement in his hands, but he did fuck you up. Huh? Did he fuck you up? Like, come on, you guys. Are you fucking serious right now? No, I agree with Bill Haney blowing up on dude.
Oh, yeah, on Todd Grisham. He went off on Grisham. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he had every right to. They were being real. They know Ryan's their cash cow. They know they were totally showing it right there. Acting like he was something special when he really isn't. The kid don't have a title yet. His biggest win was taken away from him. I'm not giving him back that. You know what I'm saying? That's his fault. He wanted to play that fucking game. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? So, no, we'll see. But I definitely don't think Rolly Romero is the guy that is going to beat him. I feel bad for Rolly, man. Raleigh definitely looks like a kid that knows he's supposed to just be sparring. He really does. He looked humbled as shit. He looked like he was in over his head. It's real sad how the other guys laugh. Dude, they asked him, dude, who did they ask? Was it Lopez? They asked one of them, rate the fighters on the stage. Did you see this one?
No.
And when they got, I think it's Garcia. When they got to Rolly Romero, him and De La Hoya hella started laughing. He goes, "Come on, man, don't do that. Come on, he's good." But hell, like he wasn't even a fighter. You know what I'm saying? It was fucking sad, bro. But I mean, you look at Raleigh's highlights. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell he's not at the. He's in a class.
He can at least be pissed or something, like when he fought Pitbull Cruz, he came out with a little Chihuahua chain, like, fuck it, hey, come on, go ahead. But it didn't even look like he was doing that. He seemed, like you said, he was very humbled, almost like, I don't know, maybe he got checked or something. I don't know what the hell it was, but he didn't come in here like thinking like, at least with a little bit of an edge, be like, man, they're hella overlooking me. Like, no, I'm going to fuck this dude up now.
Maybe the training had to get picked up right when he won the belt. They were like, all right, you're a champ now. You got to spar like a champ. We're going to bring in some world-class hitters. Yeah. They're fucking hitting him all over the place. Loses his title his next fight. Just not a good look what's going on with Rolly Romero. Just the way they were dismissive. Is that the word of them? Just like, nah. Just, how's it going, bro? It's very sad, and,
glad you can make it. Oh yeah, all right. Sit down, have a seat.
Yeah, that's why I told you I don't think Garcia needs a trainer for this one. So I don't mean to be so disrespectful. I'm just going off of the young man's body language and the way everyone else was treating him, and the internet. I mean, fuck, get out of here. There's sparring tapes of Raleigh getting fucking. I know he has the one on Garcia. I know that. Have you seen that one?
Yeah. Yeah, that old one, yeah. And even then, like, I'm not even sure if it's the whole session. The only thing that I've seen is like that little clip, you know what I'm saying? That little clip gets like recycled like a motherfucker. So who the hell knows how the rest of the sparring session
right.
Just that specific area that went viral.
And Garcia wouldn't care. He would fucking anything to sell the fight, right? So he would be like, yeah, go ahead and run that 10 seconds. Yeah, no doubt. No,
Yeah.
we all know how this story ends, bro.
Yeah, unfortunately, that left hook, that lead left hook is gonna be the end of him. Especially considering all the damn, if you look at all those highlights, it's him getting hit with the left hand. It's like that's gonna be, his Achilles heel is getting hit with that left, and we know the power punch that Garcia has, that left. Hey, that's gonna be a good card. I mean, I
Definitely,
I hope they go
definitely.
that route where it's like, all right, Friday is kind of a teaser, like this is gonna be free on DAZN. Yeah, Saturday is gonna be pay-per-view. I'm down to fork up some cash for that if the other one, and then the other one's going to be on ESPN Plus with Neo Inoue on Sunday on for Top Rank. But yeah, that those two back to back. I mean, I certainly hope they don't think, oh yeah, boxing fans really want to see these. They'll pay twice to see it. Like, no, I don't know if I'll pay twice. I guess, like I said, depends how much it is, I
How
suppose.
much
But
it is? Yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
I'm gonna be fucking forking up, $50 twice back to back on weekends to.
Cause, cause Miguel, let's be honest. I'm gonna jump back to Canelo real fast. Did we cover this guy winning the title?
No, no. All I
Right.
know is right offhand that it was vacant because the IBF decided to strip Canelo for not fighting somebody. I forget who the hell it was, or not defending it. I probably was against him for all I know. I forget who the hell it was against, but basically a mandatory challenger that he was like, no, fuck it, I'll go fight Charlo or whoever the hell it was. I forgot who it was at the time, but basically the IBF decided to strip him, and William Skull got it off at defeating someone else for the vacant belt. So let's jump into that because I do want to see where the hell is this here? William Scone. Let's see who this guy fought. He's a Cuban fighter. All right, we know that. All right, so he defeated one Vladimir Shishkin. Vladimir Shishkin, whoever the fuck that is.
Okay. All right.
Going 12 rounds, unanimous decision. This was in Germany. He went over to Germany to win the belt. Um, the guy who he fought, this Vladimir dude, is Russian. Um, and I guess, well, that guy was undefeated as well. The guy was 16-0 going into that fight with William Skull, and he lost a unanimous decision. So, yeah, this dude who hadn't. Let me see here. This guy fought outside he's fought in the United States a few times. All right, he fought and he beat Jose Uzcategui. If you remember that guy, he's the guy who um, was it Caleb Plant defeated for his IBF belt back in the day. Um,
Yeah, good knowledge, eh?
yeah, I was there. It was at the fucking California. It was actually pretty cool. It was right next to Staples Center, the Nokia Theater, whatever the hell. But yeah, that dude. I mean, he beat him. All right. I mean, that's something. That's somebody that's recognizable on his record. I'm talking about the guy who William Skull beat,
Right.
Vladimir Shishnik. So then he goes on. He was undefeated coming into this fight, 16-0, goes up against William Skull and loses. So the IBF belt was vacant. It wasn't like either of them had it. So yeah, I mean, it's something. It shows that he's got something to win a belt. Whether or not it's enough to defend it or win the other titles against an elite boxer like Canelo. Now this dude, he's 32, so he's not exactly the young cat either. Talking about William Skull here. So I was gonna say, I wonder, are we going to approach the time or reach the time where Canelo isn't, really looking like himself because he's up there in age now. He's in his early 30s, slowly. Yeah, I believe his birthday is in November, so later this year he'll be 35. Uh, I was gonna say, could that be one of the things that maybe is in Skull's favor, that Canelo's kind of getting up there in age? But I mean, this dude's 32 himself, so he's not exactly, and he'll be like 33 this June. So it's not like he's exactly a spring chicken either.
Not by age, but in miles, he is still right. He started, it seems like, in what 2016 was his first fight. He only has one. So he really 2017 is when he takes off. So he's young and at least the mileage. He has the element of surprise, right? Because
Mm.
nobody really knows him. I hope they have tape on him. Hope someone went over to Germany and filmed that thing.
Right.
Because yes, you do have one of the greatest fighters of all time, but you definitely don't want to get too, have someone you don't have absolutely no video on. It's a good thing he's orthodox. He's not a southpaw, so he won't be bringing that trickery with him. It's something Canelo's already seen. He doesn't have a lot of power, right? So he's orthodox. He doesn't have a lot of power. Canelo can probably work with that. It, hard seeing him take a victory here, even with Canelo's slipping a little, slipping. I think Canelo's power is better than his nine knockouts.
Yeah.
So yeah, look for Sewell to have a. I don't want to say an easy night. I'm not gonna jinx the fight. I won't say an easy night, but look for him to win solid victory.
This dude is 5'11" and a half. So it looks, I think that's taller. I don't know. I've seen different heights on Canelo, everything from 5'9" to 5'10". But if that's the case, then Skull has at least an inch and a half advantage over him as far as height goes. Not to say that, Canelo doesn't know how to deal with taller guys, because of course he has, but maybe that could be something else in Skull's advantage, in
On
his favor at least.
on BoxRec, they have Saul Alvarez at 5'7.5".
Oh Lord. Okay. Wow, 5'7". What the?
I'm telling you, man, Canelo is. I never knew the guy was so small, man.
No, he can't be that
But he
big.
looks up to everybody. He really does.
Yeah.
He does look up to everyone. So it's like he might be maybe 5'8". You want to squeeze a 5'8" out of there, but no, Skull will definitely be taller than him. But like you said, they've all been taller than him. That's maybe Canelo has a thing about breaking fucking bigger men down. I don't know.
That's crazy.
His bully was bigger.
Yeah. I remember, like, when he fought Ryder, John Ryder. I remember seeing John Ryder was 5'9". I was like, oh shit, okay, and I remember seeing like them, or who, maybe it was the Zone, showing Canelo as 5'9", and I was like, oh, okay, they're the same height. Okay, cool. But no, I guess he was taller than, huh? Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'll have to look into that, because I've never. I remember some time ago, like years before Canelo was big, I did walk up to him. I was like, "Hey man, how's it going?" Like years ago when I was just a fan, and he was very like. There's a term in Spanish that we call a ranchero, like from the ranch, like the kind of person that isn't very social. He's like, oh, don't leave me alone, kind of thing. And that's kind of the way he came across. But I don't remember him being short, but maybe he was. Fuck, I don't remember. Damn. All right. Well, yeah. So Skull will have the height advantage then in that case.
Yep.
But that's going to be the main event of that card. Oh, I was going to ask you something about this earlier, because you were talking about Munguia. Now that Munguia's with Canelo and his team, do you think we're going to see a different Munguia, like that we're not going to? No, huh? Me and my
Hell
dad were talking
no.
about the same thing. We're like, he can go to any fucking trainer. He can go to the Reynosos probably, but it doesn't seem, because I was thinking, okay, maybe he'll learn something, some sort of defense or something, so he won't get stuck in the same position he was the first time against Ross. But no, you don't. You don't think, right? No, same
Once
exact
the
guy.
once the punches start flying, he'll probably go right back to what he's used to doing.
Mm.
He would have to be a very disciplined fighter. Maybe he turns into that, but he doesn't seem to be. That hasn't seemed to be him in his career. Very face forward, one dimension. That's it.
All right. So what about Martin Bacoli? So he's coming off of this loss, which was like, unexpected against Joseph Parker. Yes, he was unprepared. Yes, he was super overweight. Yeah, he was so unprepared that they literally gave him Daniel Dubois gloves to use in the fight, and he gets, KO'd or TKO'd or whatever. Could that affect him? He was being prepped up as like, the kind of the boogeyman, because he defeated Anderson, real big baby, or yeah. So anyway, so he's was looked at as like the boogeyman, and then he comes in and Joseph Parker fucking mops the floor with him, and we're like, oh shit, what the hell? How do you think he's gonna come into this fight? I mean, up here at least.
That's the question. Upstairs, how is he gonna be? Look, I believe he lost his title shot because he was knocked
Yeah.
out by
hmm
Parker.
hmm
It's very strange that he's fighting this fast after a knockout loss like that, right? Would his license have been granted in America? Hasn't been 6 months, right?
No, no, I guess not. And so when was it? February, right? February. So March, April, May, and it's no 3 months. Barely 3 months. No. Wow.
So they're doing things that the board wouldn't. Yeah. Anyways, I told you to make their own rules, people, but whatever. We'll look past that. Yeah, if I'm
Oh yeah.
a
Seriously,
Jabba,
Jogba, yeah.
a
Effie. I just
Jogba.
call him Effie. I call him Effie. It's a
Oh,
lot easier.
Effie. There you go. There's a
Oh,
lot easier. Effie. You come out fast and you try to test that brain. Not even the chin. Sorry, it's a dirty game. It's
Yeah.
a dirty game, but we need to see what the brain's doing, right? Because he was knocked out pretty hard by Parker. So, and look, that was a payday for him. Turkey Ali Sheik gave that man, like they said, $400,000. It might even been 600. I might have been cutting him too short.
Wow. I know
But
it
he
was a
gave
nice
him,
payday. I don't remember the.
yeah, he gave him a very big amount of money to come there in like 24 hours. That's why fucking Bacoli was like, they go, have you, how's training going? And he's all, oh, I didn't know, I haven't started yet. And the dude was getting on the plane to go to the fight. He hasn't started training yet. So he got paid. It was sort of a fixed fight, but it was a fixed fight that nobody told Parker. Parker knocked him the fuck out, might have hurt the guy. You know what I mean? You know, Turkey was like, bro, I just got him yesterday. What the fuck?
Yeah. I've been telling everybody, watch out for this guy.
So no, if I'm Effie, I'm going after him hard in round one to see if I can make him, if not anything, break him a little bit more mentally by hurting him, right? Because he'll be fresh off a knockout.
All right. So a couple of other fighters, Badu Jack, he's still hanging in there. Former PBC dude. He's still there. I think he's at cruiserweight at this point. I'm not even sure what the hell weight class he is at this point. I know he moved up from super middleweight some time ago to light heavyweight and was there for a hot minute. He's the third. Well, not we'll say the fourth from the main event. Well, his name is in there. I mean, I don't is Badu Jack Muslim? You know if he's Muslim?
Yes, yes, he is.
All
Yeah, and he's a hustler, man. That guy pops up on a lot of pay-per-view cards. I don't know who his people are, but Dude Jack is like a wild card. He can go PBC, he can go top
right.
rank. Like you just see him everywhere, right? What fight was he on where he did the cut? What
Oh,
card?
I don't know. All I remember is Tony Weeks was the ref that I do remember because his shirt got
Yeah.
freaking soaked. I forgot who it was against, but yeah,
Was
that's as far as
that might have been PBC. I thought it was top rank, but it
no,
might
my
have
bad,
been
not PBC. I think that was his most recent promoter.
PBC.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy just seems to be all over the place. But no, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, recognizable name on the card. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Marco Verde, a young Olympian Mexican who's going to be making his professional debut. Damn, what a way to make your debut, right, on a card that a lot of people are going to be watching. Well, presumably, with the cash cow, who's also your countryman, and Canelo, giving you the spot. Isn't that pretty cool? It's like, oh
The
shit, yeah, this
legend.
guy's
Yeah.
Olympian. He's going to be on here as silver medalist, welterweight. So he's going into a weight class that by the time he becomes a legitimate title contender. I'm sure he probably will be at 154 for all we fucking know. But I was reading up and I was like, oh shit, because my dad was like, who's this Olympian dude? I'm like, I don't know. I gotta like pull him up real quick. So I pulled him up and then it just said, all this information that I was looking that I read online. I'm like, oh damn, making your professional debut on a Canelo card. All right. All right. Okay, cool. So we got that. Quite the weekend that's going to be, right? Jesus Christ, it's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday fights. Speaking of not weekend, this past Wednesday, we had one Keith Thurman back in action in Australia, defeating one Brock Jarvis by third round TKO. So as far as I know, Keith Thurman is still with PBC. For whatever reason, they didn't want to air his fight on Amazon Prime because they do have, Amazon Prime, right? I mean, why wouldn't you put it on Amazon Prime, even if it's a free fucking card? It doesn't have to be on damn pay-per-view. It can be on regular, unless I'm mistaken and he's no longer with PBC, which I think he still is. But regardless, we got to see the YouTube replay because it was on YouTube, but we got to watch it the day after. I didn't remember what the hell time it was, honestly, when it aired. But regardless, we were able to catch it the next day on paper or not pay-per-view on YouTube. Did you end up catching this the next day, Andrew? Did you watch
Oh
his
yeah.
action?
Oh yeah.
So granted, we're not talking about an elite opponent in one Brock Jarvis, but for being away for 3 years, how did you see Thurman? How'd you qualify him, I guess?
It was a great knockout. It's a highlight reel. But yeah, I don't know the kid, right? There had to have been some kind of hope for him. They flew Thurman out there. He was fighting in that young man's backyard. That means he was the one pushing the tickets. That's all I can say. Does that mean I want Thurman? Well, look, if this is supposed to catapult him to Zoo,
Hmm.
because I guess that's the fight they're looking at next. Well, then they did an excellent job to sell that fight with Zoo, right? So yeah, at least he got him another payday. He did look good 3 years. That's a nice combination he put together. Um, so yeah, I just don't know if he was actually in the pro leagues that night or if he was in the minor leagues, right?
Mm.
So there's a big difference there when you step up.
So that being said, Tim Zoo was ringside. He was
Oh,
there.
there you go.
Yeah, and afterwards he was up on the podium, or not the podium, but the table. Where they usually had that table away from the ring, where they had other color commentators, and that was basically the setup. Because we were supposed to get them in March of a couple of years back, and for whatever reason it didn't happen. I think it was that Thurman injured himself or his hand or whatever the hell it was, and that's when Fundora came in and we had that epic fight with Fundora and Tim Zoo. Tim Zoo on the 5th of April, so a few weeks from now, is going to be up against Joey Spencer on a PBC card. Is going to be at that one. It is going to be on Amazon Prime. Over there, he's going to go back to his home country, and we're going to see how he's looking after two back-to-back defeats. One of them being a pretty nasty KO or TKO, whatever it was at the time. But now. Does this make the fight a little bit more even? Yeah, it's been 3 years since Thurman has been in the ring, but he's finally got his feet wet, got it back into the ring, looked pretty good against a lesser opponent. Does that, when we first heard that this fight was going to happen with Zoo and Thurman before this Fundora fight, we all thought, damn, Tim's gonna fuck this dude up. He's been out of the ring for a hot minute, and Tim Zoo is on the rise. So Tim is gonna be the dude is gonna mop the floor with Thurman. Now we got a good idea of what Thurman's gonna look like now. Tim Zoo has two straight losses and is gonna fight Joey Spencer here in April. Do we have to wait until that fight with Spencer to kind of gauge where Tim Zoo is at to see how well he pairs up against Thurman?
Yeah, I don't really know the question. I mean,
Oh, do we have to can we gauge right now how Tim Zoo will do against Thurman, who we just saw, or should we wait until after his fight with Spencer to see where he's
okay,
at before we can say, oh yeah, that's the same Tim Zoo that would have whooped his ass a year or 2 years ago?
because of the knockout, I think we have
Yeah.
to wait for the Spencer fight. We don't know what Tim Zoo's going to show up here, right? Because that was a pretty bad beating he took too in that last fight. That wasn't easy. Um, then the Fundura, the cut, you had that on top of it. He's starting to get a lot of mileage on him, right?
Mm.
Been very successful. Hopefully, he saved his money. Then he's got to start thinking about that aspect. The bank might be secure already. So yeah, I will wait until Spencer because Zoo had no head movement, Miguel, and Thurman hits pretty hard still. I like how
Yeah.
Thurman. Talked in third person too in the interview.
He does that
Keith.
regularly.
Keith Thurman seen that opening. I was like, what the fuck? Did he just do that? Keith Thurman seen that opening. The fuck?
Yes, he does the whole the Rock thing where it's the Rock says he's gonna go that direction. I mean that's what he does. That's he's
And
on the
then,
mic.
hey, and then what he described was not the ending sequence at all, bro. It's like not at all. It's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
None of that happened. You like hearing yourself talk right now. That's all that's happening, eh? If you, yeah, that little clip at the end, that sequence is not the fuck. Then I say he was like, I hit him to the body and I seen the uppercut right there. It was like the body. There was no body shot. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? And I even went back to the replay. I was like, yeah, dude, he's totally off on what he said there. It sounded great. It was a great sale. You know what I mean? A sell if you're an announcer after a fight, because that's what he sounded like a commentator right there.
Well, yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how Tim looks. We've talked about him. I thought he was going to be. I legitimately was on the bandwagon. I thought he was going to be the next hot shit. But unfortunately, two losses back to back has definitely derailed that. But
Two
Tim Zoo,
losses of no defense. No defense, no plan B. He's just all he Tim Zoo has like a chip on his shoulder to prove himself that he's a man like his dad, right? He probably watched his dad's tapes, and he's like, no, my dad used to just fucking stand there and hit you. Like, I got to do that. When his dad was a lot better than just that. You know what I mean? It's not all about being tough. But yeah, two bad losses with no defense in sight, no plan B. That's
Well,
why
in his defense, that first one was harder with defense because he couldn't see shit because of the blood. I
I'll
think that
blame
that,
I'll
that
blame
first,
the corner. I'll
yeah.
blame the corner, but we've seen guys fight with blood before, but I'm not even go there. I'll blame the corner on that one. The last fight though, no defense, no plan B. It was kind of sad. It was
Mm.
kind of fucking sad. It was like he started really looking like the kid who just got the shot because of his dad. Sorry, Zoo. Everything you were trying to prove.
Yeah, I know exactly. How many times the Showtime commentators kept calling him Costa, and he's like, "No, no, get it right." You know, like, sorry, we had a resort to what can we do?
If the odds are good enough, I would put money on Thurman to knock him out.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Interesting. All right. So speaking of knockout slash knockdown slash not really called a knockdown, there's been some video recently of one Lamont Roach looking at watching the fight, his fight with Tank, and there was actually a moment in there where he pointed out that Tank tried to bite him. Did you see this?
Oh, we
He's
talked
basically
about it.
like literally trying to fucking bite him. It's like, what the hell? But I had never watched that. I was like, what the fuck? I don't remember seeing that. It wasn't until like I saw that clip of Roach pointing it out specifically. I don't know. I mean, it looked that's what it looked like, but I don't know if that's really what he was attempting to do.
Miguel, I
I
think
don't
it
know
was in. I
huh.
could have swore it was in our list of fouls that day.
Oh, was it? No shit. I remember it was the low blows, the shoulder hit, the biting too. Was it? No shit. I don't remember them including that in the bite because that I thought that was relatively new. Maybe I missed it, but I remember it being the low blows, then the punches behind the head when he was ducking down, and then it was the shoulder to the jaw. I don't remember talking about the biting. Maybe we did. Damn, where the hell was I?
I will look it up, but I could have swore we did. I absolutely seen that live.
Mm,
Um, it's the power, and you know what? It might even be in the text. It's the power of the media, bro. Right? If they
mm,
push it, people will talk about it. If they don't, gets forgotten about, and that's what
mm,
happened there. But he absolutely did. Something happened in that moment. It does look like he turns into his neck.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, no, I
And it makes sense that he would do that because out of frustration, the fight's not going the way he wants it to, and he's gonna probably resort to some dirty shit like that, which he did throughout the rest of the fight with the low blows that referee barely even warned him about. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because apparently there's a rumor that we're gonna get the rematch here in Vegas, the 21st of June. So that's been circulating. They haven't mentioned anything as far as any sort of venue or anything like that. I have to assume it's going to be T-Mobile Arena, right? That's kind of the place to be here in Vegas. But all right, we got ourselves a summer sizzler. We have ourselves a June 21st is what the rumored date is. Of course, this is all speculation, this is all rumor because that's how things get started, right? We play a game of telephone. One person says one thing, and then by the time it gets to the other end, it's completely different. But supposedly. We're going to get this rematch. Now, I was a little concerned because I thought that maybe Tank, in an effort to just kind of move on from this completely, do away with a possible rematch and not give Roach his just due, right? And I've even heard stuff about potentially bringing Lomachenko back and that conversation back on the table. But if this rumor is true, it looks like we are going to get the rematch with. Rightfully so, because I would love to see it. I really think that Roach deserves it. And I know in this boxing world, what people deserve and what they actually get are two different fucking things. It doesn't matter what you deserve, it's just whether you get it or not. But I legitimately think that he deserves a rematch, and hopefully he can put on just as good as the fight, just as good a fight as he did the first time. Not bad, right? June, a nice summer fight here in Vegas. I mean, it'll be hot as fuck, but yeah, a summer sizzler, right? We got ourselves a good rematch. That's pretty good, huh?
excellent rematch. Tank, believe the numbers, seems to sell out every arena he's been in America. It's time for him to graduate to the big one, right?
Hmm.
Las Vegas, where the tickets will be the highest. They'll demand the most out of your fans. If you are a true star, your fans will show up. They will drop the dollars. They will be there. That's how it's always been in boxing, right?
Mm.
Um, so yeah, he's got to make that crossover. This is an excellent fight to do it. Hopefully, after this fight, if he's successful, um, he will then start moving on to these bigger fights out here. Start making some real serious money, and possibly save Las Vegas. Because if he, I mean, seriously, if he is the Floyd Mayweather of this generation, the ticket seller, Vegas is looking for that guy. I don't know if anyone notices, but the MGM Caesar's Palace been in debt here for a minute. Some long term debt they keep talking about. They need a guy that's going to bring the movie stars back, right?
Mm.
The Oakland, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas
I do
Raiders,
that all
bro.
the time too. I do it all the time too.
Yeah, the Las Vegas Raiders didn't do it. The Knights, they're bringing fans,
Mm.
but the fans going into the casino and spending money on gambling, food, and all that is just not happening to the degree that they thought it was, right?
Mm.
So um, boxing never had a problem with that. Right? Boxing has never had a problem bringing in the fans. The fans all stay at the casinos. Everyone's partying. Like, we know the fucking business in Vegas, right? If you're a
Mm.
boxing fan being in the world, you're going to end up in a casino. So I don't know. We're just built for it. Where the other sports, they're growing into it. I don't. Did you hear about the Athletics?
No.
So the Oakland Athletics, or Sacramento A's, I guess you would call them now, that are looking to move into Las Vegas,
Mm.
just struck a deal with Bally's Casino.
Okay.
Bally's is offering $550 million to the team if they could build a casino with the ballpark.
Oh, what the hell? Okay. What
Yeah,
the shit?
right? It's a resort. You know what? Casino resort. Yeah.
That's yeah, same shit.
Yeah, it's the same shit. Crazy, right? I was telling my wife, see, like, literally, are they going to let us watch batting practice and then go make some bets? If the batters don't look, pitching looks bad,
Yeah.
you're all on the phone. He's throwing like shit.
Yeah. He's like limping to the fucking mound. It's like, oh shit, he's limping to the mound. No, no. Like,
They're all,
what?
Bally's is like, the whole fucking team, the whole fan base bet on this team. If we could just have that one out.
Right. Damn. I know I didn't hear about that. Like, I can't even like fathom how that would look like. I mean, I
I
know
know, it's getting
arenas
ridiculous.
attached. I mean, know there's arenas attached to the casinos and stuff, but wow.
It's
That's
getting ridiculous, bro.
well. I
Like,
mean,
because
if there's one place to do it, it's Vegas with a fucking casino, attached to a damn stadium. I mean, that'd be pretty crazy. But I mean, it's a little out there.
so that's the rumor in Las Vegas. Well, it's not even a rumor. No, Bally's is offering that, but they want to attach something to it.
Hmm. Well, one of the reasons I brought up Tank and Roach is this tweet from this was like I think last week, March 12th. I'm not sure if I mentioned this on the last show, but this is what one Rick Glazer has posted on his twit. I call it tweet. X, we call it X now, right? Okay. It says the Tank Davis slash Lamont Roach PBC fight did slightly less than 150 150,000, sorry, pay-per-view buys. With all the piracy and at $80, when in fact, actually, it says it in fact is actually 310% higher than the boxing pay-per-view pricing of Turkey Al Sheikh in Riyadh season show. That's actually a very good number. The piracy is a huge issue. So basically, he's saying that even considering the high price and all the piracy, 150,000 pay-per-view buys isn't that bad of a number.
It's
But
12 million.
yeah, so everybody else and their mama is saying that it reached 500,000 pay-per-view buys, but according to what Rick Glazer is saying here, and he's one of the best boxing insiders, apparently it did just a little under 150,000 pay-per-view buys. So not a bad indicator. I mean, especially like after seeing the 45,000 that the last Crescendo did. Of course that. Oh, you know what? Damn, I was gonna talk about that. I forgot to mention that. Do you think they're going to do like a morning event even for Canelo, like here in the U.S.? You think it'll still be morning here when they do that shit? I was going to ask you that earlier, and I
Ooh,
forgot to
yeah.
ask you, but
That's
like,
a good question, man.
because I mean, I can't imagine that they would see the 45,000 supposedly right numbers that the last Crescendo did, and they're gonna be like, yeah, let's just do it again. Like it was fine. I don't know.
And
I would have to see.
Canelo at some point needs to speak up for his fans, right?
Yeah.
It's Cinco de Mayo, bro. Like we're gonna be doing festivals. There's parades going on. That's gonna be hit his numbers big time, dude. Because there's a lot of wives that are not gonna be giving a shit about their
Yeah.
husbands wanting
Yeah.
to watch fucking Canelo at 3 in the
It's like
afternoon.
it's Cinco de Mayo, honey. It's like it's 8 a.m., motherfucker. Like it's still
Yeah,
Cinco de Mayo. Honey.
yeah. No,
Okay.
they no, for real. So you're gonna have a lot of people missing out on that fight, and especially because they don't know the opponent. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. don't know him. The dude's in boxing. He's a fucking commentator. He doesn't know the IBF champion. It's kind of weird, right? Doesn't he work for ESPN Deportes and all that, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see
He's the
him.
color commentator for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird that even he was like, I don't really know the opponent. So no, there's gonna be people. That's a great question, man. They got yeah. I would have it done later. You got to give them time to do the festival, the Cinco de Mayo
Mm-hmm.
festival. Yep. So yeah, good question on that.
Because we know, like, yeah, granted, maybe um Better Biev or Bivol really haven't been on pay-per-view. I mean, maybe Bivol was with Canelo. I don't remember right offhand, but like those guys aren't too pay-per-view but numbers driven. Canelo kind of is. Like he is a pay-per-view guy. Like so, I think if His Excellency tries to pull that shit off and tries to say, all right, let's just do it at night over here, and Canelo's gonna be like, hold on. That means back home, we know where the dollars are. That's going to be in the morning. Who the fuck's going to buy that? I hope they have the foresight to make that judgment and speak up and maybe have it later on or whatever the case is over there. What I forgot we had already calculated what the time difference was, but to have it at whatever time over there so we can watch it here on prime time, right? Later in the evening, 7, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., whatever the hell it'll be, Pacific Standard Time, of course. But yeah, I would hope that the people, Canelo and Canelo's team have I don't know the backbone to at least speak up and be like, hey, can we do it? Because I'm the one that's going to be obviously part of this pay-per-view numbers. A percentage is going to come to me, and I most certainly would love to increase my revenue as much as I possibly can with pay-per-view numbers. And if it means having it later on in the evening or early in the morning over there, so we can watch it in the evening, let's fucking do it. But anyway, but yeah. So back to Tank and Lamont. 150,000 pay-per-view buys, not too bad considering the price and the piracy.
It wouldn't be too bad if he wasn't making whatever millions of dollars that he's making, right? That's that because look, they made 12 million off of pay-per-view. That's not what I don't know what PBC takes. I don't know the ins and out of the contract, but it's 12 million is the pot they get to divvy up. The fight was sold out.
Mm.
So I don't know. Can we look up the live gate real fast? Do you think that's on Google immediately
Let's
on
see.
possibly what they made on the live gate? I want to say they were in maybe the 15 million, 12 to 15 million dollar per guaranteed purse, I believe is what Tank was taking home, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, in that case, the pay per view would have covered most of Tank, and then you just have to see what the live gate does. And I mean, I guess he has international money of some sort coming in, right? There's got to be
Mm.
TV deals and all that. PBC has.
Okay, so there's one website, essentially sports. There, that's the name of the website. Gervonta Davis breaks $4 million gate as Lamont Roach Jr. fight inches closer to history. Okay, so $4 million gate is what this website is reporting.
Yeah, see, now that 4 and 12, you're looking at 16. That's not a lot of money when the main event guy was supposed to make 12 to 15 million. You see how that starts? So that's where these contracts got to be all incentive driven,
Mm.
where that was maybe 15 million was going to be his purse if he sold 500,000 pay-per-view and did 8 million as a live gate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because the numbers don't make those numbers don't show me getting
Okay,
seeing
so
Davis get that.
check this out. So when I googled, Tank Davis versus Roach purse, this is what popped up. But this is, so I don't know. Like I don't know how this works. AI is giving me this answer. So does it collect from all the other websites? It says, while the exact figures remain unconfirmed, reports suggest Gervonta Tank Davis earned up to $10 million, including pay-per-view bonuses, for his fight against Lamont Roach Jr., while Roach reportedly scheduled to receive 200,000 purse. Um, yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah. Um, Up to 10 million. I still say no on that. I think it's too much for the final numbers there. That's not a lot of money when you talk about taxes and
Mm.
everyone else getting their share. So
Yeah. No, that's I mean, everybody else has to get, a piece of the pie too, for as for the amount of pay-per-view numbers that they did and the live gate, which is good, but I mean, for a mega star supposedly like that to be requesting a 10 or 12 or 15 million dollar payday, that's in the red still,
yeah,
basically.
yep.
All right. So let me get back to my notes here. Okay, so before we get into the TKO talk, one last one. This one is kind of meh, I guess. Supposedly, the Fan Mio, the guys who were going to put on this fight with Ryan Garcia in Japan, are filing lawsuit against Ryan and Golden Boy Promotions over this canceled exhibition fight in Japan. I haven't heard too much talk about it. I just saw that it was posted on Instagram. I haven't heard any as far as any movement on her or any progress. So I don't even know how serious this is going to be. Fanmio has put on a couple of cards. I forgot if they did one for if it was the Tyson and was it Tyson and Jake Paul? I forgot who the hell it was, but it seems like Fanmio are in the exhibition boxing business, because that's the only time I ever heard their names. Is this something that could potentially maybe distract Ryan going into this fight with Rolando?
No, because the lawsuit. Thank you, babe. The lawsuit's going to get thrown out immediately because De La Hoya was never involved. So there is no lawsuit. Remember, Oscar told him that.
Yeah, yeah.
Who told us anything? What's our share? Why isn't Golden Boy on the back of your banner? So I mean, there was no fight. It wasn't a legal fight.
Mm.
So he could be all hissy fissy. He probably just wants his name in the fucking news again. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
right? You
yeah.
throw up a bogus lawsuit that but here we are talking about the company and him. So
Mm.
that's probably what this is. But I think that this will get thrown out immediately because Ryan didn't properly inform his boss.
But you don't think that would be one of the reasons why the lawsuit is legit? Like if Ryan dropped the ball and tried to do business and go business for himself with these family people are like, all right, cool. Well, sign here, sign here. Whatever. We don't need Golden Boy in this particular case. Go ahead and sign it. And if he signed anything, even if it was against Golden Boy or without Golden Boy knowing, papers were signed, were they not? I mean, maybe they weren't, but if Fanmio believes that they have a case to sue this motherfucker for canceling on this exhibition, I don't. You think they would just do that just to get their name back into the public?
Oscar was going to cancel the fight. Oscar did cancel the fight, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. So there was no fight. If those guys didn't need De La Hoya, they would have said, "Fuck him. We're going to give you 10 million." Ryan would have made 10. At this point, Ryan didn't even like Oscar and them either, right?
Mm.
All I'm saying, it had to be that the contract's legit. He can't move unless Oscar says he can move. It had to be that because even Ryan steps back, the fight gets canceled. Ryan all of a sudden gets hurt. Remember what he say? Got hurt or sick or something. Couldn't
Yeah.
do it. Yeah. So no, it has to be legit. We kind of seen Dana White and the UFC use this too on their fighters. We've seen Don King use this on his fight. Wasn't it Mayorga? I think he pulled him out of an MMA fight, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. Did he really?
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
say he took him to court, and the judge was like, "Yeah, man, you have a contract with him. You can't just fight, for anyone else. You're under contract." So we've seen it before. De La Hoya was going to do the same thing, so I think it was a bogus fight. It's a Manny Pacquiao taking the money in the fucking parking lot situation. We are like, "No, no, Manny, take that shit back. It's not
Yeah.
legal."
All right. So no hopes that that's going to distract Ryan in any way, shape, or form. Huh? It's just going to be like, get the fuck out of here.
No, and really, I don't want Ryan distracted. I want Haney to have his chance at revenge, right? Because many times, Ryan, we've seen cheaters get caught, and they never look the same. So we'll see how you look when you fight Devin in the rematch under a fucking what is it? Supervision of the drug fucking company.
Yeah.
WADA, VADA, whoever the fuck is watching you, they'll be all over you in that fight.
Right. All the agencies under their very strict supervision, making sure that you don't pull off some shit. Um, and did you see Ryan? I mean, not to go back on Ryan, but talking about how he was drinking so much for that fight and shit like that. He's like, I was drinking the day of the fight. I was drinking all this. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I fucking believe from
I
that.
don't
But
believe him anymore. Yeah, I don't
yeah,
believe him. Miguel, he did nothing for the kids, so that was all a lie. He was literally using child abuse, child molestation to get his name going viral. He's a sick man. He really is. The kid, he's got issues, bro, and we know he has issues. He tells us he has issues. I'm not picking on him. He told me he was mentally fucked. I'm not saying it. He did,
yeah.
right? I'm just reminding you. So he's got issues, eh? But he did not. That dude made like $40 million. They said that night. The fuck you do for the kids? What happened to all those? What happened to the kids in the Vatican?
Mhm.
No, nothing. Crickets now. Fuck him. The guy's a cheat. The guy, until he proves he's not a cheat, I hope he is
Well,
very
he's
successful.
he's never gonna prove that he's not a cheat because we already found out that he is.
No,
But
no,
to
no.
redeem himself as much as he
Oh,
can.
there you go. All right, that's a better way. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was like, no, he just has to have clean fights. But you're right. You're right. He could redeem himself.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Putting on a good performance, not just against Rolando, but primarily against Devin when that rematch comes about, because that is very highly anticipated. And chances are, as the way we've seen Ramirez at this press conference, it looks like Devin has got himself a good victory. The way Rolando has is a pretty good
There's a
technique guy, but
picture of a farm in Ramirez's room. I know there is. He's got his farm, man. Like, I'll be home soon, you guys.
I can imagine Ramirez is like they painted a portrait of him like those old school ones where he's got like the pitchfork and stuff. He got the his wife or whatever, right? He's got the pitchfork and the overalls and shit. He's got one of those in his living room because of him and his wife. Okay, on to the meat and bones, or the meat, I should say, of what this show is going to be, because we want to talk about it for a hot minute. Is now this I don't know, backtracking, I guess, of one Dana White on this here. So we've exchanged messages over Instagram and text over the week or last weekend about what's going on. Another one of these videos
Wait,
sent me.
wait. It was funny, you guys. We literally don't do a show on Sunday. I got home at 7, but I'm dead tired. But we don't do a show yet. As soon as we see this clip, we talk for the next 2.5 hours, anyways.
Yeah,
Go ahead, bro.
that's how it works. It's not recorded and it's not posted on YouTube. It's kind of us just going off about the happenings. But if I can, I mean, I don't know. I want to see if we can listen to it. Even if you guys can't see it, I want to see if I can put my microphone up to it so you can hear what exactly Mr. One Dana White has to say about this. So let me see. I want some right there. All right, let's see. Can you hear this?
There's a lot of rumors. Turkey said the other day that could potentially be the first one.
What?
Crawford versus Canelo.
Well, listen, my model is way different. Turkey has things that he's obligated to over the next 18 months. I want to break the sport down and build it from the ground up like we did the UFC. So I'm on a different path.
What's something that would surprise the boxing fans with this new deal? You're coming in hot. Turkey says he wants to crush the competition. How do you approach this? Are you going to be working with those guys, the other promoters, Oscar De La Hoya's, Eddie Hearns?
I don't know. I don't know how that's all going to play out. We'll see.
All right. So that's that. You sense any uncertainty in his voice? I mean, maybe it's just way too early to tell what exactly the future holds, or what I find it hard to believe that they don't have already a plan in mind. You can't just go into a new sport and try to do whatever it is they intend to do without having something already on the table, some sort of blueprint of some sort. Andrew, I'm sure you got plenty to say about this, so by all means, please sound off.
Well, I mean, look, we got to break it down. For his model is way different.
Yeah, the UFC model is what he's saying.
I know that, Miguel, but how are they not on the same page of whatever UFC model Dana White didn't have a big, and I don't know what it is in the what are they writing on? Maybe just a tablet that goes onto a screen, right? He didn't have his fucking pen out going, look, this is how I did it. We're going to do this structure right here. I'm going to give I need 8 weight divisions, not fucking 20,000 of them. We're going to do one title. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then they all go, I like your fucking idea. Let's sign. How many years? They didn't do that. What do they do?
Yeah, what did they do? Right.
Turkey is obligated.
Yeah,
he is obligated. Well, he is. He is. All those guys are contracted under other promoters. Turkey owns nobody. Right? Turkey's just buying shit right now. That's what he's doing. He's not the promoter of anything.
Renting shit, we'll say renting.
There you go. There, yeah. That is a better word. No, that is a better word. So he's renting things right now. It's, I don't know if obligated is the right word. So when are you going to sign someone? Should have been the next question, because what are you going to do? Break down boxing and build it up like the UFC. Somebody needs to tell Dana White that the boxing's not bankrupt. There's fighters here making more money than your whole fucking stable.
But it's vulnerable. But it's vulnerable right now. No,
like it's not broken. Like, it's not broken at all. Not
broken. But to the point where it's kind of taking a 8 count right now, taking a knee, and that's
in America. In America.
All right.
Because in the UK, they're thriving big over there.
Sure.
And Eddie Hearn, and Warren and them. Yeah, those dudes are sitting pretty. I see, dude. You heard? I'm gonna jump the gun here. Conor Benn and Eubank, 60,000 sold already. Dana White's never sold 60,000 seats, bro. Like, what the fuck? Why does he keep talking about our sport and we're doing shit? Presently, me, fuck you guys. We are doing things. Eddie and them are doing things that he hasn't done in his historic rise with this sport. 60,000 seats that Eubank and Conor Benn have sold. A welterweight jumping up to fight a middleweight, Miguel, is getting that hot over there in the UK. And it's not getting, it's already there. Their tickets are sold. It's not broken, right? We hear, I sent you the clip of the Cambosos, 32 million he's made in 3 fights on the gate revenue. Pretty good for a little white boy over there in Australia. I wonder if any UFC fighter's ever done $32 fucking million in 3 fucking gates in Australia. Bet you they haven't, Turkey. You really got to watch yourself right now, what he's saying and doing here to the boxing world. Yes, we're hurting in America as far as, and look, people, I'm going to tell you right now, Al Heyman's the blame of that. Al Heyman, the PBC, them locking down that 700 million, fucking not wanting to let anyone in. We're double ending all of our deals. I'll overpay all of you guys to avoid all the threats of Top Rank and DAZN. That's what they did. That's what he did. It was a great hustle.
They were trying to do the UFC model. They were actually trying to do the UFC model with
having it didn't work
in-house. Yeah, exactly. All the guys in-house and nobody else worked on the outside, and it didn't work. Go ahead.
And it didn't work. And all those guys didn't become household names, and only the company became rich. You're absolutely right. It was a UFC.
So they were attempting to do. That's literally it. Was, oh, you're not in this promotion, so we're not going to fight you. Is the other side of the street, yada yada.
And look at what happened, though. Yeah, Adrian Broner's broke today. Charlo's broke today. Right? A lot of these guys don't look...
Made legacies. No one fucking made legacies.
No one made a legacy. Al Heyman's sitting very pretty, just as Dana White and the Fertitta brothers, the ones that sold. I don't know the company today that currently holds them. I know that they're in debt, billions, but I don't know what they are right now, who they are. So I got to tell Dana, when he says break down and build up like the UFC, you guys need to understand that the UFC was bankrupt 3 times. This isn't just once. This is the first owners have it, totally fucking lose it. Gracie's then sell it. Those guys were down. What's that famous story to Dana? Oh, we're down to a certain 50 grand. The Fertitta brothers are like, we're going to sell this shit. We're fucking done. We're out. You guys were very hurting. Multiple times. We're talking about fighters were being told, yeah, they're selling. They're out. Boxing's never been told that, Dana. I've never heard Eddie Hearn saying he's going to sell the sport. He's broke. I never heard Top Rank say it. Fuck, I've been not begging, but I've been kind of waiting for the death of Al Heyman yet. And I mean in boxing, Al. Don't send the goons. I'm talking about in boxing. Been waiting for it.
Target on yourself there, Andre.
Yeah, I know. That's it. That was the wrong thing to say, bro. But you know what I'm saying, man. Everyone's been leaning towards it. They're going to be out. The motherfucker's still not out. Matter of fact, it seems like Benavidez is on the brink of fighting Bivol in a summer pay-per-view blockbuster. Davis is fighting Roach in Las Vegas. We'll see how good that does, but he's got things on the horizon. Zoo's fighting on Prime. Like, they're not out yet. They're definitely not out. So it's not going to be as easy for you to hustle some legendary fighters to sign with you because they're still eating, Dana. And they're eating good. They're eating better than you've ever paid your men. The numbers don't add up. I understand the average number is higher, right? When you're saying like every pay-per-view profits, and that's what he's looking for, consistency. In boxing, when it rains, it pours. When you're the best of the best, you make millions in this prize fighting game. And that's what everyone's striving for, right? Nobody wants to be capped. Nobody wants to, oh yeah, remember what they used to make? Yeah, but I'm glad I just make something now. Bullshit. Everyone's shooting for the stars or the moon, right? So I don't see people changing that drive for Dana. One thing I got to say too, not only am I happy with Dana White's response a week later, you guys, a week later, the fucking dude is like, we're not on the same page. Something happened. I'm telling you, Miguel, I'm saying it tonight because I want it on record. I don't know what it was. Dana got rubbed wrong when he signed that contract.
You said it earlier before we got on the show. What Christina gave you the idea of.
Oh yeah.
So
yes.
Could that be it? By all means, have at it.
Yes. No, my wife brought up politics, man. And that how Saudi Arabia, are they sitting right with America? With Dana sitting so close to the president, to Elon Musk? Did they step in and go, nah, bro, we're not sending you over there every fucking 2 months to go, you rub shoulders with them, and then you're coming back here and rubbing shoulders with us. Not a good look, right? Could it be? I don't know. We're just throwing shit at the wall, have no proof, but it's a good one. It's a good angle.
Oscar used to be or is still cool with Donald as well. No, because I mean I remember them being cool at one point. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it as well. I mean that's just a different matter. But my point is political ties. If
political ties,
that's
right.
In the way and like I won't say in the way, but basically surfacing and saying like, oh shit, because that was one of my initial concerns. Hearing the way I forgot the guy's name, but the dude from TKO saying, yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with this Ali Act kind of thing. Like, what the fuck you mean? What do you know what's gonna happen? You're not gonna do a goddamn thing with it. The fact that they are that close to Donald Trump, I thought like, oh shit, are they gonna try to pull some shit like this to get this to somehow worm their way around the Ali Act to find themselves guys that can pay fucking peanuts to make TKO or whatever this new league quote unquote promotion popping to get around that, their political ties to do that. Whether or not they'll go that route, I have no idea, but that was my initial concern. But now it's kind of biting them in the ass, or at least we suspect, because we don't know for sure. It's all speculation, but according to you, something happened. You can hear it in the vibe, in the I guess the tone of Dana in that interview. He seems kind of lost, like he doesn't even know how the fuck to answer some of those questions.
Yeah. No, that was I slept better that night, Miguel. I slept better. Yeah, he says it twice. I want to break it down. I don't understand what he's talking about when our 1%ers are pushing numbers they've never seen. Are 1%ers, not the whole thing. There's nothing there. When you talk to those guys, there's nothing broken. So why are they fucking signing with you? They're not. Until you pay them like the 1% pays the boxing promoters pays the 1%, the big guns ain't signing with you. And the guys that have talent and get hit, we also got to remember. Look, we know Dana had issues with what was the Japan MMA
Pride.
Pride. The mob got at him, right?
The Yakuza were running that show. They were slowly stealing fighters from the UFC in the early days, and then eventually it came out that they were involved. They lost their pay-per-view deal, their satellite deal, and then they went under.
So we know that Top Rank had connections with the mob both in Las Vegas, and now we're starting to hear that there might have been a mob connection with Tyson Fury and them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna just come in and break it down and build it up? Yeah, sure. You've been down this road before, right? And I'm talking to Dana because he's been through it with Pride. So there's a lot of things that I think Dana didn't fucking think about before. You think the mob, you're gonna just let Tyson Fury take a pay cut? And I don't know if hey, Tyson, they're telling me you're connected to him. I don't know. I'm just the messenger. Don't kill me here.
Already throwing him under the bus.
Just the fucking messenger. But do you think his boss wants to hear we're taking a pay cut? They're not, right? We were doing fine without you. Tyson Fury was selling 80,000 seats without your bitch ass. We're doing fine. We don't need you. And I'm very happy with the boxing world. It really seems like, Miguel, you said it yourself. Everybody knows that the UFC is not good for fighters, right? And you really seen that in the comments this week with dudes like, dude, I don't like this at all. I don't want him here. Tell him to go pay his fighters, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's for them. They're the ones that are going to profit. They're getting into it for the exact same reason that every other promoter does, is to get as much money as they possibly can into their pockets as quickly as they can. And that's what the UFC does best. Their own pockets, not their fighters.
Yeah. The problem is he doesn't have broke legends. See, in the MMA, they had the Shamrocks, they had the Gracies, they had the Severins. Come on, give me some other names in the early 90s, bro.
Mark Coleman's,
yes.
Tank Abbott. Those guys.
There you go. These are some of the legendary names of this sport. The guys that brought it up. We're talking fucking real men here. But they were broke. They were fighting for fucking thousands of dollars, right? Mm-hmm. That's a broken sport, Dana, and that ain't fucking here. I could have swore like 3 shows ago, we're like, dude, when is Kambosos gonna call it quit? Today I hear he made 35 million in 3 fights. I'm like, oh, okay, no wonder why he keeps fighting. Fuck. And sorry, whoever Ray Jackson is, he doesn't have to win if he's bringing in a gate like that, buddy. And he doesn't have. Lee Honish would have been very proud of Kambosos at this point right now, eh?
Yeah. All right. So let me go ahead and bring back one of the things that we talked about back in the day, not too long ago, when we're talking about a little bit of a reform in boxing. We've talked about it a few times, and boxers starting to getting like guys like Teofimo getting these nice paydays, but thinking that they're worth more, and promoters sometimes like Top Rank or Bob Arum. We've talked about it before, and you coined it, have to starve fighters a little bit. They have to pull back a little bit, right? Could that be one of the primary motives of the UFC? It's like, all right, these guys are getting paid, or I should say Dana and TKO, not the UFC themselves, but come in here and be like, all right, whoa, these guys getting paid way too fucking much. We're gonna have to starve them a bit. Now, whether or not they have the power to do that is another story, of course. But if guys sign with them, hopefully they don't, but if they do, if they're considering everybody's selling their ass to the fucking turkey, if they sell or they sign with him, that would be the very first thing he's going to do, is starve them right off the bat. So it'll give them an appreciation of the little peanuts that they give him, so he can, recreate TKO and make it a bigger thing. That seems to be the formula. No,
it is, but they're going to have to overpay at some point to get someone to sign. Listen, nobody likes flying to Saudi Arabia. Can tell you that right now without asking all of them. I can tell you the majority don't like to fly, right? Especially if you're not first class private jet type of guy and you got to take a regular plane all the way to Saudi Arabia. probably don't want to do it. Eddie Hearn, Oscar De La Hoya, Todd DeBuff. With all due respect to Bob Arum, I think it's time to let Bob Arum go to the retirement home. I think Todd DeBuff. It's starting to seem like they're saying his name a lot more. I seen him at the fight, so I'm gonna start running with DeBuff as far as running Top Rank because he's young too. He's young, not old. Eddie Hearn, De La Hoya, Todd DeBuff, Al Heyman. Turkey fucked up if he made enemies out of these guys. Because one, these guys are going to stay with their alliance to the belts. They're going to keep pushing to get these young fighters out of the Olympics. And they're going to promise them way more money than Dana White, the stupid little league, is going to do over here in TKO. And the UFC has all the proof for it. We have ticket sales that have never matched. We've had gate numbers that have never matched. We've had pay-per-view numbers that have never matched. The elite talent will look at those numbers and go, oh yeah, no, Eddie Hearn, you made Joshua 80,000 seats. Eubank made 80,000 seats. You know what I found out doing my little research? Froch versus George Groves 2.
Oh yeah.
23 million at the gate. They did something the UFC. They did something the UFC's never done, Miguel. George fucking Groves. Come on, bro. Come on. Like, bro, when the talent sees this, and they got people, Oscar's people, the big hitters in boxing, right? The guys that have been making these fighters. We're not saying everyone. We're saying the top 1% right now.
The top earners.
Yes. They're going to go, fuck, I'm not signing with them. Where do I sign? The ball keeps rolling for boxing. Turkey, you fucked this up. You got to take it back. He had it. He had everything, bro. He had them all sitting at the table. They were ready to make the fights. We were ready to take this thing, and then you come and bring some bitch. You brought in like the hooker and try to make her one of the fucking princesses. She's fuck Dana White, bro. Everybody says it. Nobody except the UFC bosses like Dana White. Why did you bring him in the room? Why did you disrespect everybody else? I'm telling you, then just say that. You have him sit there and go, oh yeah, the best are going to fight the best. Like if boxing never gave us that. You're disrespecting a lot of fucking men, a lot of guys that laid their life on the line. And we all know boxing, you're laying your life a little bit more on the line than anything else, right? It's 12 rounds. It's 3 minutes, 1 minute break. They're asking for a little bit more. I'm sorry. You don't get to lay on a fucking opponent for 3 fucking minutes, not throwing a fucking punch. There's a little bit more going on. Ligaments are cool. Brain damage, a little bit more serious. Sorry, you guys. Bend my fucking toe. Yeah, it's going to hurt. He fucked up. He needs to bring it back.
Do you think he can?
Yes. Yes, I would take.
Nobody tells motherfucker no. When
Dana
going in that direction.
Dana gave him the option. Dana gave him the avenue by telling him he ain't on the same page. By telling him he's
okay.
Going against what the prince says. You guys, I got to take it to the prince because Turkey told us the prince blesses everything. Then when I looked it up, it said this whole thing gets approved by the prince. So he is the one overseeing the rebuild of this Riyadh season, right? They said he brought 24 million tourists last year. So it's working. He got people out there. They had everything. They were throwing money everywhere to get that shit.
But how come? Is there a way to correlate that to the fact that it was boxing per se? Or
oh no, it wasn't just boxing. No. Yeah. I think that was it. He's been putting on concerts out there. He's been putting on the other sports, golf, F1. I think it's that.
Yeah,
it's
what do they call it? Like something 2030, like Project 2030.
Yes.
Like that. I forget what it's called, but something along those lines. I get what you're saying. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so he's the one overseeing it. Dana kind of insulted The Sultan. Is that? Can I do that? He insulted the prince. I don't know. I'm going off Aladdin, fool. Don't hate me, you guys. That's my. Don't.
He's the genie, and he rubbed the lamp. I don't know how to say this.
I just ruined it all, didn't I? He's like, fucking kill him. He's dead. His family's.
Did he just call me a genie?
I'm just fucking playing. I feel good, Dana. Thank you. I've been waiting for this show, Miguel. I've been waiting. It was like music to my ears. We're not on the same page. He gave him an out.
All right. So how does His Excellency fix this then? Just dump Dana completely?
No. Because contracts. Give him his. Bro, I don't know what this league is gonna be, but if you ain't signing Canelo at $30 million a fight and the heavyweights at $8 million a fight and $12 million a fight. Right? We've been hearing all those dudes making.
Those guys are almost on the way out, no? Like Canelo's almost on the way out. Like Kenny, because mind you, and people have said this, everybody from like Ariel Helwani and Luke Thomas, more MMA guys, but they're saying, all right, these guys that are getting paid big bucks, they're from the old or the current model, I guess, of boxing, right? But they're on the way out. By the time Dana does whatever it is he's trying to do with TKO, it's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be maybe 2, 3, 5 years from now. By that point, are those guys gone? Are the Canelos? Are the everybody?
If he overpays for the talent out of the Olympics, but it's something that Dana still has never done before. He never had to do that for the MMA.
There's no MMA in the Olympics.
Exactly. So this would all be new to him, but this is what he would have to do to get that talent away from the other big dogs that have already created multi-millionaire champions, right?
Okay.
So at some point they're gonna have to do that to get someone to sign with them and go over there. I think he gave De La Hoya and them a great arguing point on why not to sign with him in Turkey right now. You don't have to travel to Saudi Arabia, right? Stay here and now. You want to fight in LA? Fight Virgil Ortiz. You want to fight in Della Stadium every fucking time and sell 50,000 seats? That's what we'll do. You know what I mean? That's they can literally do shit like that and not even look at Ben versus Eubank is not a Turkey fight. That is Eddie Hearn created that. And that is it's 60,000. There's 60,000 people going to be there to watch those two. Those two aren't making millions of dollars. Eddie's going to make a shit ton of money in that. Turkey has not done this yet. He's paid
Sure.
And lost a lot of money, but he hasn't made money like these other promoters. Dana has, on the sense that his company sells merchandise. It has a good fan base, a steady fan base, but ticket prices aren't like boxing. They're just not, because they would have the same gate numbers as us, and they don't. As us. And they don't. I know it's ridiculous. I've been like that my whole life. And they don't, right? Just like the Raiders, fool. When I was little, I would fucking beat the shit out of anyone who talked bad about the Raiders. It was like that was like my gang, dude. Even my brother and sister, they'd be like, "Mom, you can't get them in trouble. They said something about the Raiders." She's like, "You guys, I'm raising you guys wrong."
Like, where did I go wrong with you guys?
Of course he deserved a death thrown at him. He fucking said the Raiders sucked.
Do you know what he said about a quarterback, Mom?
About the quarterback.
You know what he said about that shit? Fuck that. You don't talk that way about it. Okay. Okay. So you think there's a way that Turkey can salvage this somehow? Can get everybody else? Because I mean, he kind of gave. He showed his cards a little too early. No, I mean,
he did.
I think everybody, as far as like Eddie Hearn and De La Hoya, now they're like, oh shit, this is the direction you want to go. I don't think there's any. Maybe there's no coming back from this. Maybe they are like, oh shit, we know where this fucker's going. I mean, I guess they should have known. They should have always known. But the money talked at the end of the day, and they kind of got they kind of were thinking with their other head, so to speak, and they were like, oh shit, there's a lot of money. Yeah. But I mean, they kind of should have always known that this was kind of the direction. And I've heard other content creators talk about this, but it's sort of a slap in the face to boxing. What he's doing, he's basically using our beloved sport to get tourism in his country. And that's all he's doing it for, not because there's a love of boxing necessarily, or because he wants to see the sport itself prosper per se. It's just like, oh yeah, my reason I'm doing this is because I want to get, and I'm going to use this sport to get as much tourism in my country as possible. And people have talked about other color commentators, so other content creators, I meant to say, but other promoters should have known this, right? But now they see what he's showing his cards too early. There's a way to come back from this.
Yes, you bring them out in the room, talk to him, right? Get it straightened out. But I think the
But he doesn't
money that
negotiate with people.
we're not talking negotiating. You just
Well,
bring it back and
reasoning,
say,
saying reasoning, maybe not negotiating money wise, but reasoning. Like, who's gonna have to tell this dude, no, this isn't how it works.
matter of fact, you did kind of see Turkey bring it back himself. You seen the next day, he goes, nobody's going to be getting rid of the belts. Nobody's getting rid of the promoters. So he did kind of bring it back himself too. Yeah. Maybe the media ran with it too much, and both him and Dana were like, whoa, it's not what the fuck we were saying. Maybe both of them have an agreement like that. Don't know. All I do know is that Dana said they're not on the same page, and that's news to me. So great news to me. So, yes, I do think you can bring it back by bringing all these promoters back into a room, talking the shit out, putting big fights on the table that are going to make big money. They all like talking money, right?
Sure.
So let's do some matchups. Hopefully Canelo versus. That's why I'm telling you, man. If I was Turkey, I would have done Canelo versus Crawford in Saudi. Crawford brings out the big heads in America, the
In
movie
Saudi?
stars. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because a lot of the athletes are already used to traveling out there, right? You hear of all this world travel by sports athletes all the time nowadays, right? Back in the day, you didn't hear about that shit. They weren't making the fucking millions of dollars that they make today. All of them can rent private jets now. So they would show up. The singers, the entertainers, the movies. Terrence will bring that side to the Canelo. Then Canelo hopefully brings all of the millionaires from Mexico, right? All of those guys would come. I just think that's the fight they would want to do out there to see what kind of money. I don't think Miguel. We did the numbers on the club. What was it? $750 fucking dollars to get in.
For a head, yeah.
They're not looking for me and you, bro. They're not. As much as we're diehard boxing, Turkey Ali Sheik is not asking for Andrew Lapichet to go watch a fight out there. I have no other money for them. I'm eating at the supermarket. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of chips are these? These are like Doritos? Okay, I'll buy these ones.
Yeah. Can I get the value bag, please? The big one.
Slice of pizza. Do you have slices?
Yeah. No, not the whole thing. Please. Just a couple of slices, please.
It was fucking $3,000 to get here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And 17, how many fucking hours? At this point, I'd eat anything. Please gouge me with a fucking sandwich on the plane, please.
So yeah, I wouldn't have done Scully versus Canelo. That you put in LA, you put it at fucking Dodger Stadium and try to pack fucking, people in there to see Canelo over there for the first time.
Or Mexico for that matter.
And he just did that though. He just did it with Ryder. He took one fight home.
Okay.
Yeah,
but he also, in this card exactly, he'll have, an Olympian, a Mexican Olympian. That would bring some people to the fucking, that would have been something. It would have been one of those kind of like smaller cards that Chavez used to do, and even though Canelo did do it with Ryder, but like do it in a smaller venue. It doesn't have to be a humongous venue, but do one of those. Get the belt. You're gonna win. Presumably you're gonna get that belt and unify the division once more and be the undisputed champion, and then take it to Saudi Arabia, or because the plan is to do it at here, right, at fucking Allegiant Stadium, right, Crawford Canelo. I'm saying this seems to be. Well, real quick, have you heard of Crawford fighting anybody in the meantime? Because we've heard a lot of things as far as like him potentially testing out 168 to see how he feels there. I've seen a lot of posts online. You sent me something of him fighting bigger dudes, him looking bulky as shit, stuff like that, right? Okay, that's one thing in the gym, but fighting another fighter, I haven't heard anything about that, because like we know Canelo's fighting Scull, right? And then that's in preparation of Crawford. I haven't heard Crawford fighting anybody in preparation for Canelo.
Yeah, no, I had neither in the last what would you say, press release they released on it, it said Crawford getting prepared for Canelo. So it was like, I don't know, maybe he's just going straight to Canelo. And I'll tell you, the picture didn't look that great either. That doesn't look like a lean
Honestly.
Terrence
No,
Crawford at all. You know,
like a water retaining motherfucker.
yeah, he looked pudgy. I don't like it. I don't like it, and I'm definitely not gonna like it if he goes straight to that fight. That's so I don't know. It just seems like a money grab. Just seems like
Well, it is. It's a cash grab. Of course, it is. He
yeah.
wasted a lot of time. He spent a lot of time, unfortunately, not fighting the guys that were the Thurmans and the Spences and the Garcias, and he eventually did get to Porter and eventually Spence. But he spent a lot of time not fighting those guys, not making the kind of money that he was hoping he'd make, and now he's trying to make up for it basically and cash out. In other words, so this is why he's going this direction. It's like, fuck it. If I gotta go 2 weight classes, I'll do it if it means it's my retirement check.
And the last thing that I want to bring back that I think De La Hoya and Top Rank
Oh,
need to go back to is Las Vegas. I think there's a real demand for top fights out there, and if Turkey and Dana want to run this route, then they still have Vegas bosses they can go to at some of these fights and go, hey, we have Tank versus Ryan Garcia. Do you guys want to give us 20 million for that? And I'm more than sure they would drop $20 million up front for that fight. That's how it used to be. You know, I don't know what it is today. What they remember, we talked about this. I don't know who's giving the guaranteed purses for the not Allegiant. What's the stadium? The ice ring?
T-Mobile Arena.
T-Mobile. I don't
Uh-huh.
know who gives the guaranteed purses for that, if that's even a guaranteed purse situation. But back in the day, Planet Hollywood gave 12 million for Calzaghe versus
Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Yeah.
You know, MGM
I
used
went
to
to that. I
break.
went to that weigh-in.
Yeah,
Fucking angles go crazy.
they used to break records giving Floyd money, guaranteed money to come back to there's they used to hear about this guaranteed money from the casino shit. Um, Casinos are hurting right now.
Mm.
Casinos could probably use some fight. Do you remember people? There used to be fights in Las Vegas. 50,000 would be there strong. 20,000 at the fight, sold out, and then every motherfucking casino had a private, closed circuit venue going on. All of those were sold out. The casino was just packed, shoulder to shoulder. MGM Grand Walk. You know what? They
Yeah.
need that back. They
I
need
went
that
I went to
back.
one of those Mayweather Baltimore at like
You,
Boulder Station and shit. That's all fucking it was. It was fucking packed. Just a
yeah.
Boulder Station for Christ's sakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miguel, I'm telling you, you've got Resort World over there. They say is failing. You got the
Mhm.
Fontainebleau over there. They say is failing. Caesar's Palace is under. These guys need to go back to boxing. You need to stop fucking around and go back to L.A. and find you your De La Hoya. Right? You go back to where's Floyd? Floyd moved to Vegas. They
Yeah.
just need their
He's in
guy.
Michigan, right? Michigan.
Yeah, but he moved. They
Grand
ended up
Junction.
moving to Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, you hear me though. I think Las Vegas, they've been fucking with these other sports. These other sports got blue collar families, man. These guys are coming out dropping 700 on a game they've never done before where they're from. This is all new to them. Now you want me to go drop 300 or whatever it takes to watch Bruno Mars? I got to drop fucking 200 a plate at the restaurant. Like, they're not doing. They're not built for this. Do you know tickets in Oakland used to cost 25 fucking dollars, Miguel? $25. And now they're supposed to go out there and drop 700 for the bleach or the top fucking third deck? Come on. Come on. And then go gamble 700 in the casino? They can't do they go back to boxing, you guys. You learned your lesson. Go back to boxing. Soon Mark will sell.
All right.
Fuck
So
him too. No, I'm just kidding. Haven't said that in a while. Haven't said that.
yeah, throw him under the bus too. Fucking like toss his fucking fat ass in there. All ratted. Okay, so Turkey can salvage this, right? He can do it. He can get back everybody on the same. Do you think all the other promoters are going to be equally as willing as they were before he showed his hands? Before he showed his hand this time, like I think they're all good. Because mind you, as soon as Turkey showed up with all his fucking money, everybody, their moms were like, "Yeah, fuck yeah, boom, boom, boom." All the other promoters, right? Immediately, they're like literally sitting ringside or all together. Do you think they're going to be as willing to do that now? Now that they kind of showed what could be his true colors, Turkey. I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, they're gonna use the fuck out of him now.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna use him now. He turned into every other backstabbing leech, money, hungry motherfucker that's in boxing, right? These guys have dealt with these people, like I said. We're now hearing that the mob is tied to Tyson Fury, and we're not just hearing it. We know it's been there for a while, but
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying. It's coming out in the news recently. There's been guys like this from the beginning. So Turkey is no one that wanted to save our sport. He's just looking to make a dollar. That's something they deal with all the time. So yeah, no, they'll be there to listen to them, but I don't think Eddie Hearn will be washing anybody's fucking shoes. Let's just say that today, right?
Yeah.
You ask him that question tonight, it's a fuck no. I'm doing fine. Me and my stable over here are doing fine. My 1%ers make more money than anybody at Turkey and Dana are pushing right now.
Yeah.
So,
And you mentioned something earlier, and I don't know if you had mentioned it before the show or when we started.
hey, I got to say one other thing though.
Oh, yeah.
Give you another little blast from the past that Vegas is missing. The club scene after the fight. Remember after the fight, bro? Everyone had their Sunday best on. You go right into the club. There was no fight. Oh, I need to go to my room, get changed. You bang, get a bang, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think after a baseball game, they're all just heading to the fucking clubs? You think after the Raider game, everyone's just heading to the club?
No, they don't have their baseball shirts and like rolled up. No, they don't go to the club.
Yeah, they don't have their Sunday best on the ones they at pitches at 1 p.m.
Half drunk already with the game's over, like in the afternoon, stumbling into the club.
Vegas learned their lesson. They need to bring it home. Take this opportunity of Turkey fucking up. Go out there, get your promoters back, and start bringing this shit home. 60,000 went to see Eubank versus. I'm just saying, we can't act like the UK didn't fly here for Ricky Hatton, right? They flew here for Ricky Hatton. I don't even know what Prince. I wasn't there for Prince to see what his numbers look like against Barrera, but he was a pretty popular fighter that packed New York. He packed with Kevin Kelly. He packs Vegas with Barrera. So we've seen that they will fly, right? They're saying there was 130,000 waiting lists for that fight right now. The Eubank Bend. That's what Eddie's reporting. I think Vegas could have made some money on that, right?
But it was two English dudes. It's two. That's the
reason.
It's
two English dudes. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
Two Americans here. Was that what you're saying? Like if two Americans.
No. I'm saying if Vegas even brought that one over here. No, I'm saying they might have just wanted to reach out. If 60,000. Because you got to think they might attract some American fans, right? It's a big fight. It's in Las Vegas. I'm there. Why not go check it out? If 60,000 are willing to spend money over there, say half of them come. That's 30,000 fans. You would have in the casino, whatever casino's putting on the fight. You see what I'm saying? Because it has to really go back to the casinos. I don't know why the MGM ever let go of boxing. I don't know if it was COVID. Because COVID changed a lot. A lot of companies seen how much money they were saving on not paying shit and wanted to stay that way for a while. You know what I mean? They're like, we can hang like this. I don't know why the MGM got out of boxing. I don't know why the Mandalay Bay got out of boxing, because when that fight is in there and you can put 15,000 in a closed circuit and 20,000 at the live event, but they're all staying in your casino immediately after that fight. I don't know why they left that market unless it was security. That's what I was told in Reno about closed circuit, that when COVID hit, it cost way too much money to put security in for these live events. So that's why they went away from it. Just think it's time to bring that back. Bring it back.
Now that COVID's pretty much over, because I mean, like that's one of my favorite things of fights here in Vegas, is that I can walk the casino and see fighters' corners. Like their corner people are fucking walk around like, oh shit, quick picture with this person, quick picture. I've gone to fights in California. I've gone to Staples Center. As soon as they're done at the weigh-ins at the press conference, they fucking bolt. It's like, God damn it, they're not walking around. Like I will see fighters after the weigh-ins. They go up to their corner, but their team comes back down and they're fucking. I saw Jorge Arce fucking hitting the slots. I'm like, oh shit, fucking Arce just chilling there. That's one of the things I fucking love. Mandalay Bay, same thing. You don't get that anywhere else, and it kind of sucks that they're not. I mean, I kind of get the impression that maybe T-Mobile came and kind of stole some of that thunder, and it's in the new place, because you can only get 15,000, I think, at the MGM. But I mean, mind you, just the MGM itself, not the casino, but just the arena. I think 17 or 18 at the Mandalay Bay, but like 20 at T-Mobile. I have to assume that's probably what is one. I mean, in addition to the security they were talking about, but seeing if they can get 20,000 people in T-Mobile, much more than MGM or Mandalay Bay. I'm not even sure what the cap is at the Thomas and Mack, which is another one near you now via the college. But anyway, yeah, that's one of my favorite things about like the Mandalay Bay and the MGM Grand. Whenever they do have fights, is just walking around the casino and seeing corner people.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Well, I think that covers it. I think we got everything out. I think we're able to get all the points that we needed to get out. Anything else that you wanted to toss in here, or maybe just some last minute breaking news that I haven't fucking found because there ain't a damn thing going on. We got some fights. I have my calendar here. We got some fights coming up this weekend. Who do you got? We got
Cambosos.
Oh, that's this weekend. Cambosos. Hold on, let me see. I got Cambosos. Fundora's fighting this weekend, right? If I'm not mistaken, Fundora's fighting this weekend on Amazon Prime. Then Cambosos. Who the hell else? Hold on, let me see. Looking up here, because I'm doing something a little bit different this year. I'm actually like, how I always try not to be like every other fucking show, and I don't like to do like a countdown, like the top 10 knockouts of the year, yada yada. But I'm gonna do something this year where I'm gonna jot down all the fights on my calendar, so I can go at the end of the year and be like, look at all these fights. Fuck yeah, this is all the fights we had this year. Just to kind of look at them. But anyway, so I'm looking at my calendar right now, and I see Fundora and I see Camboso, so we can expect some action this weekend after a pretty lame card. Sorry to say, on the zone the other night, right? With when Edgar Berlanga, not a very fun weekend of boxing, but definitely looking forward to this weekend. There's definitely more fights going on. Cool. Well, I think that covers it. Thank you all, everybody. I appreciate your patience for allowing us to do this on a Tuesday evening rather than Sunday. We'll be back at our regular Sunday hour next week, talking about the results and more news that pops up. In the meantime, take care, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us, and you enjoy the rest of your work week. Have yourself a good one. Peace.